Sonic Superstars is probably the most controversial mainline classic Sonic game. Almost everyone was in agreement that something went wrong with the game, and that it's one of the worst classic Sonic games. However, I think this game is really fun, and has a lot of strengths. Now, before you burn me at the stake, just remember, my opinion is always fact, so anything I say will be written down as law as soon as I post this video. The story in this game is an unfocused mess. It starts out good, with Eggman hiring Fang and a newcomer Trip the Sungazer to help stop Sonic and find some mysterious dragon thing. However, the whole plot just stops by the end of the game, and Sonic just beats Eggman. Then, you unlock Trip's story, which I don't even know if it has anything to do with the main plot of the game. Then a dragon pops out of the sea and you defeat it as Super Sonic. We don't even know why the dragon appears. It just does. While classic Sonic stories haven't necessarily been masterpieces or anything, they were able to tell a solid narrative without any dialogue and sprite art. However, in the modern age, with full-on 2D and 3D animated cutscenes, higher budgets, actual writers, and you can't even write a halfway decent story that makes sense and is cohesive, it's almost laughable. By the way, this is a $60 game. However, the presentation picks up the slack. This is probably the most expressive classic Sonic and Friends have been in, outside of stuff like fan games. The idle animations are just as good as the previous games, just slightly more exaggerated. While I do think they still could have done a little more, I think they did a great job translating these guys into a 2.5D game. Then, the stage environments are take it or leave it for me. Bridge Island, Speed Jungle, Pinball Carnival, Lagoon City, and Cyber Station all have pretty good aesthetics. Everything else is just alright. Nothing to stand out after that. Unless you're playing on Switch, then everything looks like trash. The soundtrack is also the most 5 out of 10 soundtrack you've ever listened to. Some of the songs are really good. And some of the songs are, However, the actual gameplay of the game is really good, in my humble opinion. There are 4 playable characters, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. And there's a 5th playable character, Trip, that is unlocked after beating the main story mode. After beating the main story, Trip's story is also unlocked, and after beating that, the final story is unlocked, which is the dragon fight that I mentioned earlier. All of the characters have their own special abilities. Sonic can drop dash, Tails can fly, but unlike other games, he can cancel his flight, which is a really cool addition. Knuckles can glide, climb walls, and break through walls that require spin dashing from another character, and Amy can use her hammer like a limited drop dash, and she can also double jump. Trip is like a combination of Amy and Knuckles, as she can double jump and climb to walls, except she can climb on ceilings too. There are also Chaos Emerald abilities, which are given through different Chaos Emeralds, obviously. The first one is Avatar, which allows you to spawn clones that act like a screen nuke. The second one is Bullet, which gives you infinite dashes upward. Then Vision allows you to see invisible platforms. This one's basically useless. Then there's Water, which allows you to swim up waterfalls or swim easier. This is only used in 2 stages. Then there's Ivy, which you use when you're out of Bullet. Then there's Slow, which is just chaos control and allows you to slow down time. And lastly is the Extra Power, which gives Sonic the homing attack, Tails tornadoes, Knuckles the ability to punch, Amy is able to throw hammers, and Trip gets to spit fire. Then when you get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you get the ability to turn into Super Sonic as usual. The stage lineup is kinda weird in this game, because a lot of them are good, but some of them can be real stinkers. For example, the first few zones in the game are some of the best in the classic series: Bridge Island, Speed Jungle, Pinball Carnival, Lagoon City. These all feel like they would have been in a potential Sonic Mania 2 because of how well they combine speed with platforming while utilizing the Emerald powers, on top of having fun and unique creative gimmicks. On top of that, the bosses in these levels aren't that bad. However, stages like Sand Sanctuary and Golden Capital go on forever, with bosses that are monotonous and take forever to beat. It's truly a shame. While later zones are able to be just as fun as the first zones, such as Cyber Station and Frozen Base, it doesn't make up for the fact that a game like Mania had a perfect stage selection, besides Mirage Saloon Act 1, and that game was $20. This game is $60. Sonic Superstars could be seen as a mixed bag, and I don't blame anyone for seeing it as such, but when I see it as a fun, highly replayable classic Sonic game. While it doesn't reach the heights of Mania, CD, or 3 and Knuckles, it definitely has its own style that keeps me coming back. While it isn't a perfect game, it definitely is a fun game. Not $60 fun though.